you able to sleep enough as a student here?
I mean, 2-3 hours a night.
Really?
Which is like not good at all.
What is your name and what are you studying at Princeton?
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm undecided, but I will probably do a quantitative social science.
Hi, I'm Maya. Don't know what I want to study, but maybe anthropology or our School for Public and International Affairs.
Hi, I'm Bryan, a econ major.
My name is Amayel, and I'm studying molecular biology.
I'm Kendall, and I'm studying mechanical and aerospace, more on the aerospace side of engineering.
What do you think is the biggest stereotype of Princeton students?
I think a lot of people assume that we're all like posh and preppy. That's not necessarily the case.
People are pretty serious and like passionate about public service. Like that's the whole Princeton spiel, you know?
I've heard pretentious, obviously, like fair to a degree, but I also think that people here are so cool and like come from all different backgrounds, which has been really cool to like interact with.
That's kind of hard to guess because I think Princeton students are pretty diverse. Although one thing is like everybody is super, like they grind a lot, they're all like super driven.
What did you think coming in? Were you intimidated or did you have false conceptions?
Because I come from like a pretty predominantly white area, so I was kind of expecting it just to be like that again. But getting here, I mean, a lot of people say it's not that diverse, but to me, I think it's extremely diverse from what I'm used to. So I think it's pretty cool.
Did you see the Wall Street Journal just ranked you guys #1?
I think so.
Yes.
Surely you knew about that. How'd you feel about that? Do you think it's deserved?
Honestly, I think education level, you'll probably be just as well off at UCLA or another school that's like fairly well ranked as well.
I think that what makes it #1 is that it's like very focused on the undergraduate. You feel cared for.
We have really close relationships with our professors, which is so cool, and they're all doing like super interesting research.
There are a lot of faculty here that genuinely do care about you being able to succeed. And also there's a lot of teachers' assistants or AIs they call it now.
Are they human?
No, instructors.
Why would they call them AI? I learned from AI, but it's actually a person.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's deserved. I mean, like, it didn't like fully sink into me what it meant to go to Princeton until I got here. First night they were like, okay, we're gonna have an ice cream social for you guys. And there's like, it's like a rave. I thought we were just gonna have like a little bit of like popsicles or something. But like they just go so overboard. Things like that where it's just like, dang, that's crazy.
Culture you like?
Yeah.
Did you find yourself having to study a lot as an Ivy League school?
Yes.
It's only been 2 weeks of classes.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot more reading.
How many hours a week do you think?
It depends on the year. I think freshman year, I would like time myself. And like every second I would take a break, I'd stop the timer. So I think I would average like 8-9 hours a day.
Outside of class?
Yeah, outside of class. So I think freshman year I was grinding.
Do you find yourselves procrastinating a lot?
I'm trying not to this year. Last year was terrible.
I think there's like so much to do all the time that like inherently you will procrastinate, but I get it done.
Think you work better under pressure, or is that just because you're distracted?
I think I do. Like if I start writing something 2 days before versus like a week before, it's gonna be better 2 days before.
You get that
Yeah, maybe that's just what I'm telling myself. I don't know.
What do you procrastinate with?
I think just like bigger projects, I usually take a bit more time with. If it's like something that's like smaller, I'll do it right away. For instance, like all seniors do a thesis, and honestly, I'm not touching that until I get a job. So.
Are you able to sleep enough as a student here?
I have to sleep in order to be functioning, so I get 8 to 9 hours a night.
How about you?
I mean, in high school, I was like the type of person who would get like 2-3 hours a night. Really? Which is like not good at all. Here, I've actually been getting more sleep than I did in high school, which is lovely.
On a good night, 6.5. Yeah.
You?
On a good night, I can get in like a good 8.
I think like 6 hours is pretty normal, but I've been trying to get more, like maybe 7 hours. It's really like how much do you value sleep?
I don't think a lot of people schedule their sleep. It just happens at the end of the day when everything else is done. For me, I think that's the biggest problem I face in college. Do you think that there's any bigger problems that college students face?
When you get to college, after high school, at least in America, you haven't been able to specialize very much. And I think you get here and you see a lot of people who at least pretend to be super interested in a couple of things. I think it can be kind of stressful to feel like you don't know what you're doing or what you want to do with your life. Like a lot of these things just kind of come pretty naturally, and it's not something that you have to force or feel bad that you haven't figured out yet.
I think like just adjusting from high school, like you're just not used to like actively having to put effort into studying.
Mine's more like the social aspect. I feel like it's like isolation kind of. When you're studying, you're kind of just like in the library by yourself all the time. Or like, especially I felt it last year when you come here and you're in a new place, you might not be the most just willing to go out and make friends. If you feel isolated, there's a chance everyone else does too.
I think there's always a feeling that you have to be busy, especially at Princeton. Like to take harder classes than you need to. And there's a feeling where it's like, oh, if I'm not doing anything, if I have spare time, that's actually bad. I'm not maximizing my chances as an Ivy League student, which I feel like is a pretty toxic way of thinking about time.
Did you ever feel imposter syndrome here? First coming, were you intimidated?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we have a pretty hard math class called Math 201, and I thought I was good at math. Like I got like, oh, AP Calc PC wasn't that bad. Like, but Princeton math, wow, different level.
Yeah.
I would not recommend taking it unless you're BSc.
How'd you get through it?
A lot of studying, freshman year, 8 hours a day.
That's what most of it went towards.
Yeah, honestly.
Gotcha. This is something I experienced, but have you already noticed that it's really hard to go through your emails? Are you bombarded by a ton of random emails?
So many emails, like all the time.
There was a lot of emails from like different listservs that we're part of. There's like free food from the college, different clubs. Most of the stuff I don't really look at.
There's a lot of spam.
Yeah, probably like 50, 60 emails a day.
They can get really overwhelming sometimes.
I like never got that many emails before I came to school, and then I'll like close my phone for like 10 minutes and I already have like 15 emails.
Yeah.
So I'm curious your thoughts on this. There's a new platform coming out. It's called Cloak.
They create working identities for you, so that way when you sign up for things, you're detached from the email list, and then also
Your privacy isn't being sold to other companies. Because I don't know if you heard, but the College Board is recently accused of selling SAT GPA data to Facebook.
Whoa. Yeah, I should get that. That's what I need.
Cloak was super nice enough to sponsor this video, so go check them out if this interests you at all. This aims to help students who are constantly bombarded by discount codes, loyalty program invites, and other unwanted spam. Don't let discounts come at the cost of your privacy. Get Cloaked and use my code for 20% off your first 3 months. Okay, I have one more question, and it's, what is your best college advice?
Whatever school that you go to, I won't say you will like 100%, but there's a lot of different things that stats and rankings and, to be quite frank, even college videos like and reviews don't tell you about. And you really have to like be there for in person as a student to like really absorb the whole thing. So I guess like any college, like as long as you like do your due diligence, I think it's fine.
Prioritize your sleep. I really mean that. I think as the year progresses, more and more stuff starts to pile up and I get less and less sleep. And whenever it's time for me to go to lecture, it gets even harder for me to stay awake. So I think if you like consistently get enough sleep to just keep you going, I think that might be really helpful.
Don't pay so much attention to what everyone else is doing. We're adults, we can live our own lives and not be pressured by other people.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Right.
I think when you get to college, there's a lot of opportunities. There's so many clubs and classes and everything you can take. And I feel like in high school, you're running the rat race a little bit and you're just trying to reach the end point. And so trying to do all the best activities and everything. But I think when you get to college, like there really is not a bad way to do it as long as you're passionate about what you're doing. Trying not to define activities as productive or unproductive. Instead, like evaluating how they make you feel.
Like doing it for yourself rather than others.
Yeah, because I think ultimately, like, part of the goal of college is like personal development. You know, it's not always professional development. It's like, how do you become the best person you can be?
I've heard advice of like trying new things, like beekeeping. There's a beekeeping club, and I might
join it.
Like, yeah.
I want to join an equestrian club
You
at my
should.
school.
I saw that. They have it here.
Really?
Yeah.
Join it too. And also I joined an acting class, like just randomly.
I feel like you learn a lot about yourself, and you like learn a lot about other people through just like trying new things and like being part of communities, which is like nice.
Like new communities.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. Like I've been going to some auditions. You meet people at these auditions, and then like the next day you see all of them, and
Yeah,
there's so many
it's
more
weird.
people to just say hi to on
Follow up and,
campus.
like say hi, which is like
That's a good thing. People are friendly.
That's all. Thank you so much. This was so fun. Appreciate it.